present Mr. Andrew Waugh.
Hi, thank you for that. I just want to talk to you today about the work that we've been doing at Waugh Thistleton over the last 12 years in engineered timber. Engineered timber comprises of glue lams, cross-laminated timber, laminated veneer lumber, and lots of other engineered timbers which have emerged into the construction industry over the last 20 years. Our work is primarily focused on cross-laminated timber, which is comprised of planks of secondary grade timbers, which are laid out and sprayed with adhesive and then layered perpendicularly until they form large panels of between 12 and 16 meters long and about 3 meters wide. These panels are then prefabricated into walls, floor slabs, elevator shafts, stair shafts to make up a solid timber construction. This is an illustration of a building that we constructed in 2008-9, which was built in cross-laminated timber. As you can see, a completely honeycomb structure. The building itself comprises of 29 apartments over 9 stories, and it has a CLT cross-laminated timber elevator shaft, stair shaft. In fact, the whole building is constructed of timber. It has a lightweight facade on the material on the outside of the building and insulation on the outside of the building. It is highly airtight, very structurally efficient, very accurate process. The entire structure took 27 days to build. 4 guys, 27 days to build. The building itself is in a dense area in London's East End in Shoreditch, and was a very quiet process because the panels arrived prefabricated. The process of construction is carried out with cordless screwdrivers on site and is very rapid and very silent, so very appropriate for dense urban neighborhoods. The building itself on the inside is then covered with drywall in order to help the acoustics and to run services behind the drywall. We've constructed a number of projects in cross-laminated timber over the last 12 years, about 10, and we have about another 15 on in planning at the moment. This building here, Whitmore Road, is a building we completed 2 years ago, which is an interesting structure because it probably is a structure that could not have been built in concrete or in steel. So what we have here is 3 apartments along the top of the building, which run vertically, so 3 story apartments. And then below that, we have a clear span photographic studio, which is 9 meters wide, 26 meters long, and 7 meters high. And that photographic studio is an open, clear space with no columns. So the party walls, and I can take you back one slide, the party walls between the flats, between the apartments, act as trusses which carry the floor below them over the extent of the photographic studio itself. So this is a photograph here of the site under construction. You can see that we built the foundations and the ground floor walls in concrete and used that as a platform from which to build the timber. The timber itself provides an opportunity to demonstrate here that it can be used as a construction material, as a structural material, as a viable alternative to concrete and steel. Timber as a material that sequesters carbon over its lifespan is a material, therefore, that doesn't actually have a positive carbon footprint, has a negative carbon footprint. It stores carbon as it grows, and therefore not only are we using a material that's completely replenishable, but we're using a material that stores carbon in its mass. This is the building here completed on the left, the structure completed on the right, the building with cladding. This is the photographic studio from the inside, so you can see the panels run both as floor slabs and as the walls here with the windows and doors prefabricated, pre-cut out in the factory. The factory itself is where these materials are made, are generally powered by the offcuts from the panels themselves, so off-grid and very low energy factories in themselves. For every tree that is cut down to manufacture cross-laminated timber, at least three are replanted in its place. So it's a highly sustainable method of construction. This is the finished photographic studio here that gives you some idea of the sophisticated nature of this construction. And this is the completed building here in an unusually snowy winter in London. This is a slide that we like to show in the office, which is the number of seeds that it took to grow the trees that it took to make the panels which construct